Hello friends, hope you all are doing your best to clear Civil Services Prelims 2018. Here I am with my latest video would help you further with Vision IS Prelims Test Series discussion videos. So let's start. In today's lecture, we will discuss Test 1 and this video is part 1, consists of question number 1 to 25. Syllabus is Indian polity and constitution. Sources consist of too many, but let's stick to only M. Lakshmikant, and it consists of only chapter 1 to chapter 11. So let's begin with question number 1, which is with reference to Article 20 of the Constitution of India, consider the following statements. 1. Both civil and criminal laws cannot be applied retrospectively. 2. The protection against self-incrimination extend to both criminal and civil proceedings. Which of the following given above is / are correct? Option A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, and D, neither 1 and 2. So I am giving you 5 seconds to answer it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the answer is answer D, neither 1 nor 2. Article 20 deals with protection in respect of conviction of offences, has 3 provisions. No ex post facto law, imposed only on criminal laws and not on civil laws or tax law. Remember this. No double jeopardy, available only in proceedings before a court of law or a judicial tribunal, not before departmental or administrative authority, as they are not of judicial nature. No self-incrimination. It extends only to criminal proceedings and not to civil proceedings or proceedings which are not of criminal nature. Next question is question number 2, which is with reference to the constitutionally, which of the following statement is most appropriate? Option A, it is an ideology which promotes supremacy of a written constitution. Option B, it means constitution is necessary in a democratic country. Option C, it denotes the principle that the government derives its authority from a body of fundamental law and is limited by it. Option D, it means that constitution must provide certain inalienable rights to the citizen. And the answer for the question number 2 is option C, that is constitutionalism is a concept which means that government derives its authority from a fundamental body of law and is legally limited in its power by the same. It does not have any relation to written or unwritten constitution or the political system of a country. Next question is question number 3, which is with respect to the writ jurisdiction, consider the following statement. 1. The writ of habeas corpus cannot be issued against the private individual. Statement 2. The writ of prohibition is available only against the judicial body. Option 3, statement 3. The writ of quo warranto cannot be sought even by a non-aggrieved person. Which of the statements given above are correct? Option A, 1, 2 and 3. Option B, 3 only. Option C, 1 and 3 only. D, 1 and 2 only. And the answer is option B, which is 3 only. The word habeas corpus literally means to have a body. This writ may be addressed to an official or a private person who has another person in his custody. So remember, my friends, this writ may be addressed to an official or a private person who has another person in custody. The writs of provision and certiorari are issued only against judicial or quasi-judicial authorities. Remember, in option 1, it has only given judicial authorities and not quasi-judicial authorities. So option 2, statement 2 is incorrect. Now, unlike the The other four reads, quo warranto can be sought by any interested person and not necessarily by the aggrieved person. Moving on to next question. Which among the following have been described as conscience of the Constitution? Option A, preamble and fundamental duties. Option B, preamble and directive principles of a state policy. Option C, fundamental rights and fundamental duties. Option D, fundamental rights and directive principles of a state policy. The answer is option D. The directive principle along with the fundamental rights contain the philosophy of the Constitution and is the soul of the Constitution. Grenville Austin has described the directive principle and the fundamental rights as the conscience of the Constitution. So, directive principles and the fundamental rights are considered together as the conscience of the Constitution. Remember this, which is 1 and 3 only, that is second schedule and fifth schedule only. Now moving on to number explanation and number of provisions in the Constitution can be amended by a simple majority of the two houses of the Parliament outside the scope of Article 368. These provisions include second schedule emoluments, which consist of emoluments, allowance, privileges, and so on of the president, governors, speaker, judges, etc. Basically, deals about salaries and all. Fifth schedule, administration of scheduled area and scheduled tribes, and sixth schedule, administration of tribal areas. के लिए मैं एक बार फिर से क्वेश्चन दोहरा दूं. Which of the following is not an example of exercise of fundamental right? Option A, farmer sells his farm and starts a business. Option B, a person from Gujarat moves to Maharashtra and settles there. Option C, a person inherits property from his parents. Option D, a person refuses to believe in any religion. Moving on to 2 and 3. That is, all the options given are correct. In addition to making of the Constitution and enacting the ordinary law, constitutional law performed the following function. It ratified the India's membership of the Commonwealth in May 1949. It adopted the national flag on July 22nd, 1947. Remember this may be another question. It adopted the national anthem on January 24, 1950. This too can be another question. It adopted the national song on January 24, 1950. It elected Dr. Rajendra Prasad as the first president of India on January 24, 1950. Moving on to next, under the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So statement 2 is incorrect. Moving on, the commission, while investigating any matter or inquiring into any complaint, has the power of a civil court trying a suit. So just like National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, which also acts as a civil court. Moving on to the next question. The Chief Information Commissioner is appointed on the recommendation of the committee consisting of Prime Minister, Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, Leader of Opposition in Rajya Sabha, Union Cabinet Minister nominated by Prime Minister, outgoing Chief Information Commissioner. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Option A, 1, 3 and 4 only. Option B, 1, 2 and 4 only. Option C, 3, 4 and 5 only. Option D, 1, 2, 3 and 5 only. And the answer for this question is B. That is, the Central Information Commission consists of a Chief Information Commissioner and not more than 10 Information Commissioners. They are appointed by the President on recommendation of a committee consisting of the Prime Minister as chairperson, the Leader of Opposition in Lok Sabha, and the Union Cabinet Minister nominated by the Prime Minister. Moving into, when a national emergency is declared, the fundamental rights under Article 19 are automatically suspended, and this suspension continues till the end of the emergency. Moving on, with reference to Government of India Act 1919, consider the following statements. 1. It provided separate electorate for Anglo-Indians and Europeans. It introduced direct election in India. Which of the following, which of the statement given above is correct? The statement options are 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, D, neither 1 nor 2. And the answer for this question is answer C. That is, both the given statements are correct. Government of India Act 1919 provided for separate electorate for Sikhs, Indian Christian, Anglo-Indians and Europeans, but for Muslim it was provided by Government of India Act 1990 by Lord Minto, who came to be known as the father of communal electorate. Remember this, my friend. This may be another question. Who was called the father of communal electorates? Government of India Act 1919 also introduced for the first time bicameralism and direct elections in the country. Moving on, exception to the President's rule, consider the following statement. It is imposed only when a state fails to comply with a direction from the center. It can be extended to a maximum period of 1 year with parliamentary approval. Which of the statements given above is correct? Options are 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor. And the answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Article 365 says that whenever a state fails to comply with or to give effect to any direction from the center, it will be lawful for the President to hold a situation has arisen in which the government of the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. It can be extended for a maximum period of 3 years with approval of the Parliament every 6 months. तो यहाँ पे जो मैक्सिमम पीरियड है वो 3 साल का है, न कि 1 साल का. यहाँ पे ध्यान दें. Which is fundamental rights. In India, like most of the democracies in the world, rights are mentioned in the Constitution. Some rights which are fundamental to our life are given a special status. They are called fundamental rights. The preamble to our Constitution talks about securing for all its citizens equality, liberty and justice. Fundamental rights put this promise into effect. They are an important basic feature of India's constitution. Moving on to national emergency only. That is Article 352, proclamation of emergency. The Constitution implies the expression proclamation of emergency to denote the national emergency only due to war, external aggression or armed rebellion. Moving on to that is 1 and 3. The features of the Government of India Act 1935 were it provided for the establishment of an All India Federation consisting of provinces and princely states as units. However, the federation never came into being as the princely states did not join it. It abolished diarchy in the provinces and introduced provincial autonomy in its place. It provided for the establishment of a Reserve Bank of India to control the currency and credit of the country. Moreover, the Government of India Act 1935, due to its vastness, was called mini constitution. So friend, remember it. कौन से गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट को मिनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन कहा गया था? दैट इज गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एक्ट 1935. दैट इज 3 only. The term of office of the AG is not fixed by the Constitution. Further, the Constitution does not contain the procedure and grounds for his removal. He holds office during the pleasure of the President. AG is not a full-time counsel for the government. He does not fall in the category of government servant. Further, he is not depart from private legal practices. Note it down, please. AG has the right to speak and to take part in the proceedings of both the houses of parliament or their joint sitting and any committee of the parliament of which he may be named a member, but without a right to vote. Again, this is important. He does not have a right to vote in parliament, though he may sit there. He enjoys all the privileges and immunities that are available to a member of parliament. मूविंग टू नेक्स्ट, सोशलिस्ट प्रिंसिपल के अंडर में आते हैं और आर्टिकल 40, 43, 46, 47 और 48 ये सारे गांधीयन प्रिंसिपल के थ्रू आते हैं। और आर्टिकल 44 एंड आर्टिकल 45, साथ में आर्टिकल 49 और आर्टिकल 50 ये सारे लिबरल प्रिंसिपल्स में आते हैं। आप नोट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन ये पीपीटी में मेंशन नहीं है। मूविंग टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, विच आर द फॉलोइंग कमीशंस committees were set up in relation to reorganization of state in India? 1. Dhar Commission, Fazal Ali Commission. 3. JVP Committee, which is Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabhi Sitaramayya Committee. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Options are 1 and 3. Option B 1 and 2 only, option C 2 and 3 only, and option D 1, 2 and 3. And the answer for this question is option D 1, 2 and 3. So basically SP Dhar Commission, this commission submitted its report in December 1948 and recommended the reorganization of states on the basis of administrative convenience rather than linguistic factor. Next one is JVP committee. It consists of Jawaharlal Nehru. I have already told the names. Jawaharlal Nehru, Vallabhbhai Patel and Pattabhi Sitaramayya, and hence also fully known as JVP, which is the initials of their names. Committee. It submitted its report in April 1949 and found rejected language as the basis of reorganization of the states. Next one is Fazal Ali Commission. The government of India appointed in December 1953 a 3-member state reorganization commission under the chairmanship of Fazal Ali to re-examine the question. Its other two members were K.M. Panikkar and H.N. Kunjru. It submitted its report in September 1955 and broadly accepted language as the basis of reorganization of a state, but rejected the theory of one language, one state, which is one only. The Indian Constitution contains a large number of unitary और non-federal features. ये बेसिकली नॉन फेडरल फीचर्स वही होते हैं जिसमें सेंटर के पास ज़्यादा पावर होता है, और कह सकते हैं सेंटर के पास एक तरफा पावर होता है जिसमें स्टेट कुछ नहीं कर सकता ऑलमोस्ट। और फेडरल वाले तो जिसमें मिल बांट के काम चले, सबका साथ सबका विकास जैसे काम चले, सभी पार्टिसिपेंट रहें। जैसे कि जीएसटी के जो काउंसिल बनी है उसमें स्टेट्स के फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर भी शामिल होते हैं और डिसीजन सर्वसम्मति से लिया जाता है। तो आप समझ गए फेडरल एंड नॉन फेडरल फीचर्स। तो वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट नॉन फेडरल फीचर्स कंसिस्ट ऑफ ए स्ट्रॉन्ग सेंटर, सिंगल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, सिंगल सिटीजनशिप, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, इंटीग्रेटेड जुडिशरी, अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ स्टेट governed by the center or India services, emergency provisions and so on. Moving to which is one only, that means the second statement is incorrect. The Constituent Assembly was constituted in November 1946 under the scheme formulated by the Cabinet Mission Plan. The Constituent Assembly was a party elected and party nominated body. ये तो सभी को मालूम है कि कुछ लोग इलेक्टेड हुए थे और कुछ नॉमिनेटेड हुए थे। जैसे पिछले स्टेट से जो लोग आए हुए थे वो नॉमिनेटेड हुए थे और बाकी सारे लोग स्टेट लेजिस्लेटिव काउंसिल से इलेक्टेड हुए थे। Both of members were indirectly elected by the members of the provincial assembly who themselves were elected on a limited franchise. Moving to the next question, which is in India the concept of secularism connotes 1. The religion and state must be strictly separated. 2. Freedom of religion of both individuals and communities. Select the correct answer using the code given below. Options are A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2, D neither 1 nor 2. एंड जैसा कि हम जानते हैं रिलीजन एंड स्टेट मस्ट बी स्ट्रिक्टली सेपरेटेड। ये वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज़ की डेमोक्रेसीज में माना जाता है कि सेक्युलर का मतलब होता है कि रिलीजन और स्टेट एकदम अलग अलग काम करेंगे, उनका एक साथ कोई लेना देना नहीं है। इंडिया में ऐसा बिल्कुल ही सिचुएशन नहीं। इंडिया में स्टेट और रिलीजन दोनों एक दूसरे के साथ काम कर सकते हैं और कोई सेपरेशन वाली बात नहीं है। दूसरा स्टेटमेंट फ्रीडम रिलीजन ऑफ बोथ इंडिविजुअल्स एंड कम्युनिटी, ये तो सभी को मालूम है, फंडामेंटल राइट्स में भी गिवन है। तो स्टेटमेंट 2 एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट है। स्टेटमेंट 1 होते हैं वेस्टर्न कंसेप्शन ऑफ सेक्युलरिज्म मीन्स a mutual exclusion of state and religion in order to protect values such as individual freedom and citizenship right of individual. It means that religion and state must be strictly separated. जैसा कि मैंने बताया कि वेस्टर्न कंसेप्ट के अनुसार सेक्युलरिज्म का मतलब होता है कि रिलीजन एंड स्टेट मस्ट बी स्ट्रिक्टली सेपरेटेड, और इसके बारे में तो बात हो चुकी है। तो मूविंग ऑन टू नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ऑप्शन ए विच इज 1, 2 and 3, that is all the given options are correct. The 42nd Amendment Act of 1976 added 4 new directive principles to the original list. यहाँ पे छोटी पीपीटी है तो ये ज़्यादा डिटेल में जाने की कोशिश नहीं की गई है। आप अगर देखना चाहें तो सारे ही बुक्स में ये दिया हुआ, और आर्टिकल कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 42 और कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट 44 बहुत ही ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है। इससे तो इतने सारे क्वेश्चन बने हैं हर जगह, यूपीएससी में, स्टेट पीसीएस में, और इवन एसएससी सीजीएल वगैरह में भी क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं। The 44th Amendment Act of 1978 added one directive principle which requires the state to minimize inequalities in income, status, facilities and opportunity, which is Article 38. This one is very important. The 86th Amendment Act of 2002 changed the subject matter of Article 45 and made elementary education a fundamental right under Article 21. So आप देख सकते हैं आर्टिकल 86 कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट 2002 में डीपीएसपी फंडामेंटल राइट्स और फंडामेंटल ड्यूटी तीनों में चेंज किए गए थे और नए प्रावधान लागू किए गए थे। अगेन द 97th अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ऑफ 2011 it is a new directive principle relating to cooperative societies. Moving on to next question. On the first statement, which is once approved by the Parliament, the financial measures complete ineffectively till it is revoked is correct. Rest हुआ आप ऐसे पढ़ सकते हैं, ज़्यादा कुछ इसमें एक्सप्लेन करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है। बस इतना बता देना चाहता हूँ कि अभी तक भारत में कोई फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी लगी नहीं है। सो ये याद रखें, ऐसा कोई बात नहीं है। नो फाइनेंशियल इमरजेंसी हैज़ बीन डिक्लेयर्ड सो फार इन इंडिया। दैट इज़ ओनली बी, सॉरी 3 ओनली, मतलब कि सिर्फ लास्ट वाला स्टेटमेंट ही करेक्ट है, बाकी दोनों स्टेटमेंट 1 है स्टेटमेंट 2 इंक हैं। देखते हैं, द इम्पोजिशन ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट रूल इन स्टेट वुड बी इम्प्रॉपर अंडर द फॉलोइंग सिचुएशन: maladministration in the state or allegation of corruption against the ministry or a stringent financial exigency of the state, where the governor makes his own assessment of the support of the ministry in the assembly and recommends the imposition of president rule without allowing the ministry to prove its majority on the floor of the assembly, where a ministry resigns or is dismissed on losing majority support in the assembly and the governor recommends imposition of president rule without proving the possibility of forming alternative. मैं एक बार फिर से याद दिलाऊं, ये इम्प्रॉपर रूल्स हैं जो कि कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के वायलेशंस हैं, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने इस तरह के मामले में जो प्रेसिडेंट रूल लगाया है उसको स्ट्रक डाउन कर दिया है। ये प्रेसिडेंट रूल काफ़ी न्यूज़ में रहा है पिछले सालों में, 2016 और होपफुली 17 में, क्योंकि उत्तराखंड और अरुणाचल प्रदेश में इसी तरह के मामले में इम्प्रॉपर तरीके से, जैसा कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने माना, प्रेसिडेंट रूल लगाया गया था उन दोनों स्टेट्स में। Moving to last question A, which is only give assent to the bill. President has no option other than to give assent to the bill in case of a constitutional amendment act or bill. After duly passed by both the houses of parliament and ratified by the state legislature where necessarily the bill is presented to the president for assent. The president must give his assent to the bill. That's the key word. He neither withhold his assent to the bill nor return the bill for reconsideration to parliament. The 24th Constitutional Amendment Act. Remember this, my friend. ये ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है 24वां कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन अमेंडमेंट एक्ट ऑफ 1971 इंदिरा गांधी के ज़माने में, when Indira Gandhi was the prime minister just before the war of 1972, made it obligatory for the president to give his assent to a constitution amendment bill. Thank you for watching this video. All the very best to you all. Do like, share and subscribe and ultimate YouTube channel e-पाठशाला। और आपको ये वीडियो कैसा लगा ये हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताएं, और हम जल्द ही आएंगे इसके पार्ट 2 को लेकर के, इवन बहुत जल्द। थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग अगेन। हैव ए नाइस डे। थैंक यू सो मच।